Okay. Got the new one. Got the old one out. It goes much quicker when you just know what you gotta destroy first. That one, so, okay. This one was put in at 1200 hours, reman. Tractor's got 38 on it now. This one was also a reman out of that 250 that we did a couple weeks ago. The one in the box here is brand new. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but it's a very common issue. They all crack down in the bottom corner. If anyone knows a good rad shop near us, we've got 2 oil coolers and the crawler from the, or a rad from our new crawler that got rammed into a cement petition. Yeah, if there's any good rad technicians out there that want to rebuild some rads for us, let me know. Easy peasy. It's almost like I just put it or something. Yeah. Did the same cheating and cutting the bolts off. Is what it is. Hood still latches, hood doesn't bounce. Take it outside, give it a wet bath, and well, this one good as well. So the next task that we're having a great time with, right guys?
Not great.
The cylinder that goes down to that pin and folds the wing up, unthreaded and muck the threads. Cylinder's $3,400, and this pin is seized. There's the front side of it, and that is the back side of it. And we are running out of ideas. It's a pin, then a collar, then the cylinder, then a collar, then yeah. And it could be seized in any one of those 3 spots. So. Or all 3. Probably all 3.
Probably all 3. I suggest torches if this doesn't work.
Well, there's a lot of stuff to get out of the way if we want to torch it. Like the wiring harness runs right there, up into the control box. You suggested new mowers.
I'm about to.
I think we got the Krone demo.
Yeah, demo Krones.
I'm about to suggest some mowers.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We're going to weld a nut to, or a bolt to that, so we can really give her a good whack without somebody having to hold anything and do that. Okay, quite a few hours have passed. We did end up getting that pin out. I'll go over and show you in a second, but the rest of the day consisted of, so we got the cement poured. It's looking pretty good. It's smaller than it's supposed to be, which is annoying. The wagon is just going to fit in, the 2 wagons side by side. There's going to be no room to walk around them, which we wanted. Don't know where the numbers got all mixed up, but yeah, we made our hole way too big, and now we're in the process of backfilling. Yeah, 12 inches at a time, and run around with a packer and gravel down. We did run a tile all the way along the footer, which leads into that pipe, so we can drop a sump pump down, basically down the hole, and pump the water away from the outside of the pit, to hopefully eliminate the groundwater issue. I don't know where we're going to go with it from the sump pump, but might just be a hose and it naturally falls that way. Hose sticking out that takes it away from here anyway, that we don't have to worry about our basement flooding. You can see the notches in the wall, that's where the I-beam is going to sit, and then our grate will be welded the way that we drive on top of that I-beam. So yeah, that project's next week. Steel, it's maybe going to show up today, and it didn't, so it'll probably come Monday hopefully, and we can get going at that. Yeah, she's taking shape. I mean, auger coming up in between and then grab or drag and take it to the leg. So we're getting there. She's coming along. Pretty grueling, dumping it in one bucket at a time and raking it level so the packer can run around. Yeah, the guys did good today. So we got to do our second layer of the waterproofing stuff around, and then we can, at some point, I think we're going to do 4 feet down from the end of the wall, or the top of the wall. We're going to run a second layer of tile into that. Yeah, she's getting there though. Hopefully by Monday or so we have the hole filled in anyway. Because the bin showed up today, and they're starting first thing Monday morning building the bin. And they weren't very happy that this was still open, so for safety reasons they really want that closed in, which I can agree with, I guess. So, yeah, goal is to get this backfilled before it rains again. It's going to be sweet watching this thing go up. Things are coming together. Bandage tomorrow, then we're switching the harvester over to corn silage for 40 acres. And then we switch back over for the remainder of the 4th cut, hopefully. 3 days of that. Yeah. It will be 1,100 acres or so in those 3-day stretch, and then back to corn Wednesday on, I think, is the plan. And carry on with corn silage. It's the end of the week is filling up decently quick. So. And try and find time to deal with all this stuff as well. Yeah, I was able to get the pin out. I ended up cutting it on the inside, and the back half came out beautiful. It was actually seized in this piece, so took a lot of heating to heat that up. So yeah, Chase went and got this chunk of steel that we'll make a new pin out of, and the cylinder and the hose. Yeah, $3,200 for this bad boy. Kind of ridiculous. And then the fancy Euro fittings. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can get this back together. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna start on the haybuster first. It broke again. You maybe noticed in the last video that the conveyor was cocked off to the side a bit. This piece cracked out. So yeah, we gotta take a chunk of square tube, weld it in there, so that we can unhook this, because that is the merger tractor and we need it to go merge hay at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we kind of pulled everyone out of the shop to go play around with the pit while we had the extra hands to shovel the gravel, level the gravel, get that all done. So at least I can play around with this by myself. So one sort of issue that I'm running into right away is I can't get the gaps to match, and pushing it this way doesn't do anything, and it kind of needs to go down. And now the conveyor slid over and I'm pinching these hoses, so that's not great. If I don't get that centered and I weld in, it's not going to be good at all, so we need to figure something out here. So going up with the forklift was the ticket, because it pivots here, apparently. Yeah. So I'm happy with that gap, and I think it looks pretty dang straight with the rest of the haybuster again. But we should be able to take our measurement now. That looks a lot better too, because before, yeah. Yep, we should be able to take our measurement.
Well, the reason it's cut out is because it was twisting in here. To get it straight, when this was straight, this was down here. I had this piece in there to try and bring it out, but it didn't do it.
Yeah, I was playing around because before it would line up way up there. That looks so much better. Okay, cool. Pretty good at getting distracted today. We just had a half-hour powwow over at the pit talking about the world's problems, but back at it. Get this piece welded in so we can at least unhook the haybuster tonight. How's she say? Should work, right? I'll maybe grab a 90, like a square. We'll make sure that angle is square, and that should tell us where that's gonna be, right?
Yeah, I don't remember if it's flat or not. I'll have to look.
I don't know if I can see anything or not. It is what it is. I apologize.
I was surprised what they saw with the stone going across on the arch.
Well, we got the first piece of the puzzle. We might, I think we're gonna try and make a flat plate triangle and a flat plate triangle like there was. Whether we get it perfect tonight or not, or get it to the point that we fold it up and unhook it. It's up to you. We got all the steel for the pit. Or most of the steel for the pit.
It's not far over there.
Okay.
You want it to go...
We can do flat plate and make a triangle.
Okay.
As long as we don't take away from the pit. But
Yeah.
that steel was actually really cheap. It's only $130 for a sheet.
Because it's thinner? Or because of the bulk order?
It's all by weight. But $15,000 for the grate on the pit, so that's enough. But it's a lot of steel. It's 7 ton of steel. Hey, we'll figure something out. This is what we came up with. A little triangle, a little flat piece. You probably can't even see it. A little bit of gusseting for yeah, the support. There used to be triangle gussets there, so we're pretty much mimicking that. This buzzed in and call it good, hopefully. At least we can fold it up and then I can weld. The bottom will be the back then. I can weld all 4 sides. I had like 8 more inches of weld. Wow. I keep spares of everything. Plan ahead for this kind of stuff. Spare tank, spare roll of wire. I think the new guys are learning that there's not much we don't have around here. They were doing brakes on the truck today and it's like, got one of them upstairs, the rotor was bad. Set of brakes. Roll of welding wire. We can fix anything at any time of day if we want. That's too heavy to pick with one hand, so. That out. So you gotta go. Which way do you have to go? There's the end wire. Right there. So I've made the mistake, and I'm sure lots of other people have made the mistake the first time loading a spool. You guard the end of that wire with your life. If you let that guy go, a lot of wasted wire. I apologize for the angle. And then we want to pull all of the old wire through the gun. It is unfortunate that that's all wasted, but it is what it is. Turn the gas off so we're not wasting gas. Turn the wire speed way up. Watch, this will be the time that I drop this wire and it goes everywhere. There we go. Go on. Alrighty. We're all the wire in. Yeah, we got that pit grate project. The rest is still showing up on this. That's going to be a big one. Oh. That's the majority of the reason why I had the spool sitting on the shelf. I knew I was going to need it for that. Now we're really... Okay. She ain't pretty, but she's there. He's gonna let the forklift down and we'll see what happens. There's actually an incredible amount of pressure. There's an incredible amount of pressure on that that joint there. Something's not straight there, but I think you're off, right? Tip back a bit and drive out. Beauty. Well, it's supporting its own weight anyway. Whether it'll ever be straight again or not, I don't know. Gaps are decent. Gap's almost a little bit smaller on my side, so that is just, yeah, insane amount of torque. But the way the pivot point is, it's maybe cocked a little bit that way still, but we'll see how it folds up. Yeah, we can break anything, right? If you give us long enough, we will break anything. And then we try and fix everything. It's not ideal that the belt's going to be hitting off that tub frame, but, or tub floor. Santa Cruz, we have a hay buster sitting in my yard over at my place in the tree line in the weeds. It was the one that I mentioned in the last video that got in an accident. It was rear-ended. And something had twisted, like it was hit on the back left tire. Car tried passing me. It was actually my grandmother that was coming the other way. Car swerved and hit me, thank goodness. Could have been a lot worse. Tweaked the frame in the hay buster. It dog trailed maybe 6 inches to the right, and we had endless issues with the bearings. So we assumed, okay, the frame is twisted. We can't in good conscience sell it. We parked it and it was a parts machine and we bought a new hay buster. Still have the bearing issues. What I'm getting at is we can take this piece, it splits here. We have that piece sitting in the fence line that if this doesn't work, we'll pick a rainy day, route the parts off of that conveyor, and away we go. One of my winter projects that we never get to is converting that hay buster into a corn grinding hay buster. All it does is grind corn. Who cares if the bearing goes out? And then it frees up this hay buster to still do straw during high moisture corn season, whether we have the manpower or not. But at least we don't have to switch this one back and forth all the time, right? That's on the honey-do list that we never do. Yeah, let's see if this bad boy folds up. There's just a wicked amount of torque. Crazy. It looks pretty straight. You can't see anything. I can barely see anything. Yeah, we'll fold it up, we'll back it back inside, no weld underneath, and we'll call her good, I think. It's to the point now that we can unhook it to go merge and chop. Yep. Which is where we want it to be. So. And it could go do an odd job. Another rainy day project, which we don't need any more rainy day projects.
Never seems to happen.
Good enough for now. Good enough to be good enough. Yeah. We don't have to cut hay tomorrow now, right? Let's tax that guy anyway. That can wait till Tuesday. So we got the weekend to deal with that in between. Tomorrow's priority is haylage, switch over, 40 acres of grass. We're in good shape to do that.
Sunday is just merging, possibly a little bit of manure, but
We'll maybe test fire them over Sunday to know if we need to get more parts for Monday, but we can't get them Sunday. We can't get them after lunch tomorrow, and we're not going to have anything. Anyway, we'll get through the weekend. Right? Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can see what we break tomorrow. Because we'll probably break something tomorrow.